Good morning, everybody.
Or good afternoon.
Good afternoon, wherever you are. Good evening, wherever you are in the world.
That's
Welcome
right.
to Coffee Chat with Lindsay and Neely.
Coffee. How do we do that?
You see my cute mug that I got in Utah? I think I
That
got
is
it. Yes.
adorable. I
Isn't
do.
that
I
cute?
love that. This
It's
feels
kind of,
weird that we're on the wrong sides. Can we
oh,
switch?
we can, but
That's better.
okay, all right. Well, anyways, I thought it was cute. It kind of reminds me of Frozen, which I'm not a huge fan of, the movie Frozen, but I thought the mug
Oh,
was just
I
so
am.
cute. And it's big, and I love it.
That's fantastic. I went with the repeat on the Eat
Yes,
Cake and Keto mug
yes,
just because this was also a large mug and it was the
yes.
closest large mug that I could reach in the first cup of coffee, mechanics. So
Yes.
that's what I did.
Well, I feel like any trip we go on, which is not often that we go on trips, but anytime we go on trips, I come home with at least one mug.
That's right.
Um, and this time I came home with the two, this one and the keto chow one, and they're both big,
We like big
big
mugs and we cannot lie.
wide. There's some mugs that are just like the wrong shape, and or
Yeah,
handles that are just the wrong shape. But both of the mugs that I got, perfect.
they fit the right way.
They're beautiful. I love it. Um,
I also
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I also love that this one kind of looks like those tin. Oh, it needs me
Yes.
in front of it. It looks like a tin camp mug, but it's not.
Not. It can go
So
in the
I don't.
microwave.
It can go in the microwave, and it does not burn my hands. I like it.
Yes. So what do you have in your cup today, Lindsay? I don't see Sing It here yet, but she's gonna ask.
I have black decaf coffee,
What?
and that's it.
Well, I have coffee, full calf today because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the
Oh,
full calf thing, and cream. So
okay, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Funny little tidbit here. I was making my coffee just a little bit ago, and I had on one of Low Carb Revelations, Paula's videos.
Yeah. Okay.
And in the video, she was talking about what she was eating, and she was having coffee. And Levi was right there, and he says, "Mom, you're having coffee, and she's having coffee."
I
I
love
just busted
children.
out laughing. Now, Paula does not have a strong accent. I forget exactly where she's from, but
She has a strong Midwestern accent to my
it's
ear.
definitely Midwestern, and it definitely comes out when she says coffee.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
quite do it right, but Levi, he's like, "You're having coffee," and he's having coffee. It was so funny. I just
That's
thought it was
fantastic. I
hilarious.
think I'm gonna overthink and overanalyze how I say coffee all the time now.
Yeah. Well, Levi will point it out if you say it funny or different,
Okay.
not funny, different than he's used to.
Yeah, yeah, that coffee, it's just it's like a Texas twang. That's all
It
you
is.
need.
It is.
Okay, a couple of housekeeping things.
Yes.
Number one, for some reason, I can't see the chat, so I'm gonna trust you to see it for me.
Why?
For some
Technology,
reason,
why?
whenever I don't know, it says that I need to log in, but I also don't want to jostle my computer so much that it makes everybody ill because I've had notes given to me on that. The other thing is I do have to leave here in approximately 30 minutes or so because I don't know about everybody else. Like it's summertime, but it's as if the entire scheduling system of my life has said, "Oh, now that you're not actually like working through school lessons, I mean, we still actually are, but
Mhm.
now that you're not supposed to be working through school lessons, let's go ahead and do all of these things on top of it."
Mhm.
And so my scheduling has come to a tension point. So I'll be out of
Yes.
here in
That
about
is
35 minutes.
that sounds good. I mean, we try to give everybody an hour, but really, can people handle a lot more than 30 minutes of us? I don't know.
I don't know either. I really don't. I don't.
Yeah.
But they seemed
So
okay with the half hour at the Keto Chow meetup. So
we did, yeah. Did we talk for about a half an hour and
I
then
want to say
Q&A on top of it?
I want to say it might have been, between 30 to 40 minutes of us actually just talking, and then about 20 minutes or so of the Q&A portion.
Yeah. So if anybody hasn't seen that video, it is up on the Keto Chow YouTube page. You just have to go to the live little menu and it should be right there. And then also a couple of days ago, the interview that I did with Chris and Miriam went live. And so if you haven't seen that one, check it out. It was a lot of fun. I mean, hanging out with Chris and Miriam for an hour, like it's just fun times.
It is a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed your interview.
Okay, good. Yeah. So we were like, are they going to have us do interviews together or separately? And we did them separately. So I'm looking forward to listening to yours. I don't know what you said because you were in the little podcast booth and I couldn't hear anything. I had my ear like pressed up against the door, still couldn't hear a thing.
So behind the scenes information, while Neely was having her podcast, I was having a photo shoot and I was living my best life, honestly.
Yeah,
like I was having the most fun. I don't know if anybody had more fun than me, but I was there for a good time.
Yeah. You are a natural at that kind of thing.
I think it's really that I just have had a lot of time on stages and performing in general that I just like flip it on.
Yeah. Well, you were great. And then I go in there and I'm like, what do I do? Just tell me what to do. I'll just stand here perfectly still until you tell me what to do.
And I think that if Chris and Miriam ever invite us back for another opportunity to come and hang out with them for a week, and they say, hey, do y'all want to do a photo shoot? I think if we do it together the whole time, you'll be able to just like loosen up a little bit and maybe I'll be a little bit more grounded.
Yeah. Well, because we did do some pictures together at the very end. Because I'm sure we'll do lots more photo shoots in the future. Like this is just the beginning.
Oh yeah, always.
The next time is going to be, we'll just do it together first and then it'll ground you. It'll loosen me up.
Yeah. Cause I mean, like I was, I'm already a person who moves a lot, like constantly. I don't have, Parkinson's disease or anything like that. I just tend to move a lot. And so my fear was the fact that, who was it who was doing the photography? I can't remember his name. He was so tall.
Yes. I just edited my Redmond Salt video. And
he was in the background of.
He was there and I was like, oh yeah, him. Because I didn't know him that day. I just knew him as a person. And then he was the one doing the photo shoot. So we got to know him a little more, but I don't remember his name either. But
and maybe I'm struggling right now.
Miriam or Lynette is in the chat. They can let us know.
Maybe so. Maybe we should just text Lynette real quick.
Yeah, there you go.
He did an awesome job. But my fear after it was all said and done was the fact that I move around so much. I was like, oh man, is he able to snap pictures fast enough for me? Because
I just go blurry.
It's like the Flash. I normally if I'm trying to take pictures of myself, I just do a video and do screen grabs because for my capacity, like pausing and taking a photo and doing all that, just like it's too much for my brain. And honestly, I find myself hilarious, which is unfortunate for y'all. But in doing so, I sit there and I have weird little conversations with myself and I think to myself, oh, I should probably stop and do this. And it looks so ridiculously dumb on the video part, but then you're like, oh, I could snag this little bit and that's a funny like picture, cool, or whatever the case may be. I'm just
I recently had to do like just some photos. So I've had some products sent to me and their request is like to make a video and then to send us like 4 or 5 photos of you using the product. And so I am terrible that like the video, no problem. Like I can do that.
Right.
But to like take a candid photo of myself using a product is so hard.
Weird.
Yeah. So I sent him, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Here you go.
Know that my channel is actually just me being a mom who happens to share a bunch of stuff and things. So if that's what you're looking for, thumbs up. If it's not what you're looking for, I don't know how you could know any different about me because it's all over the internet.
disclaimer, I am not a professional photographer. I can take pretty good pictures of other people and my kids and stuff like that, but taking pictures of myself, like I'll stand there and I'll like do something and I'm like that's and in my mind I like think that looks like this. And then I look at the picture and I'm like,
That
it
doesn't look
wasn't
like it
even
did in my
smiling. My eyes aren't open. Like what? What is wrong?
Yep. Best tip ever. Set your video camera or your phone camera onto 4K at 60 frames a second or whatever you want to do. And then just pose, move, move.
Yeah,
Because sometimes the ones that are in the middle are the ones that you're like, oh, okay, that looks like me.
yeah, yeah.
It's so
Oh,
hard to take a
so weird.
2D picture of someone who is 3D in
Yes.
person.
Yes, well, there's lots of influencers out there where one of their main things is posting pictures of themselves, like in their outfit or whatever, and I'm like, I could never. That is sorry if
And it's
that's what
not
you
for,
guys are looking for, but that's not what I
yeah.
have to offer.
Well, and to me, it's like, it's not for a lack of desire to like put stuff out there or to share those kinds of things. It's a lack of skill set
Yeah,
and
yeah,
effective coaching to adjust and reorient. And I don't have the monies to like go and buy photography coaching at
no,
this stage of the game. So,
yeah. Well, we should probably say hi to everybody in the chat, even though you can't see it.
yes,
I can see it. Blaze is here, of course. Becky White is here. Good afternoon. Susan is here. She was at the meetup. We got to see her. That was fun. Jack is here. Happy Wednesday. And she said down below that she got to meet Jonathan, the Keto Road, at the low carb cruise. Oh, and yes, you were brought up in conversation. Excellent. I hope it was all good things.
I doubt it.
And that
I
he was an
doubt it. He's so
inspirational speaker
disparaging.
at the at the conference. I bet it was. I wonder if they will put out the recordings of the talks or not. That would be really fun to
That
see.
would be
Um,
phenomenal.
I'm chatting with Jonathan right after this for our weekly. Well, we haven't had one for the last few weeks, but now we're getting back to regular weekly wellness updates. So I'm excited to hear about, the low carb cruise and all of that fun stuff. And Jonathan was brought up in our talk as well at the Q&A
He was. Yep.
section. I think it was Suzanne actually that asked the question about him. So we chatted about him. You can see that on our live stream video from Keto Chow. So just all the love all around.
It's funny how like it seems like our bubble is so small just because of the few people that we talk to, but it's so impactful.
Oh yeah.
And you really kind of like, I don't know. It feels like we're all in this together for realsies.
Yes, for
I
sure.
won't do any like breakout song and dance for you.
Okay, maybe next time. Cindy is here. Hello. Thanks for sharing our excursions. Yeah, that's fun. And like, I don't know about you, Lindsay, but I don't get a lot of views on that kind of a video, like the
No.
family trip stuff. But I love doing it. Like those are the ones that I look back on. I'm not gonna look back on my what I eat in a day or stuff like that so
No.
much. But those are the ones that I really enjoy. So when other people, the few other, core people that enjoy those, that just makes us happy.
Yes. I also get very, very few video views on those family
Yeah.
trip type things, and I don't actually put those out, to be honest. This
Oh.
trip was the first one that I really kinda, like, put out there.
Mm.
I mean, it was the first big trip that we've done since 2019, so it was, kind of like a not regular occurrence, but I tell you what, trying to wrap your brain around, take the video in the moment compared to just, like, exist in the moment, that takes a lot more brain power for me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And in the past, like I have done, like I did my Keto Con from 2023 and my Keto Palooza, and I kind of talked through that just to make it make more sense. I failed to do that on these videos, and I think it would have made it more interesting. But at the same time, I was like, this is the brain power that I have,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
just want to put
same.
it out there.
Same.
And
Yeah, I didn't do like voiceovers or anything like that. And I still have
yeah,
some that I'm working on editing. So there will be some more. But then I always like to throw in those days where I just don't focus on filming. and living alone
Yeah.
was a little bit more, but I do enjoy the filming too. It's not like I don't enjoy the moment
Right.
when I film, it's just different.
It
So,
is. Mhm.
having different and we had a long enough trip, I feel like, that we were able to get a lot of good filming done and then also have days where didn't focus on it, and it was all good.
It was. And I'm all
Uh,
done posting my videos, so
oh, okay.
we made it back home
Yes.
in
Well,
the
we are
most
back
recent
home as
video.
well, but, I'm still not done posting my videos.
No, 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 I mean, like, my last video that I posted showed
Oh,
us coming
I
back
see.
into
Got
Ohio,
it.
so, like, the end of our trip, that was an extremely long trip.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Charlotte is here. Hello, everyone. Joanne is here from Mesa, Arizona. Rickwin is here. Hello. Fox named Mulder is here from Canada. Good morning. Oh,
Are
Ellie
you an
is here.
X-Files fan?
Sounds like it. Ellie is here from Nourishment Redacted. Hello. Jack says that Jonathan had lovely things to say about our coaching relationship. I hope it was all good things. I hope so.
I'd be like, "No, I want the dirt. What's going
Yeah.
on?"
Oh, such a difficult client to work with.
You know she's just filling that little tracker out for funsies. It's not real.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's see. Oh, Rickwin says that she could listen to us all afternoon. Wouldn't get into God, but it is fun to enjoy the conversation. Well, that's good. I mean, that's kind of why we have to keep it to that 30, 35 minutes because we do want people to be productive in their lives.
I mean, we wouldn't get anything done either, to be honest.
Oh, that's funny. Um, Jack says the videos have been awesome. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
And loved the Redmond video. Awesome this morning. Yeah, that was so fun. I just finished editing it yesterday and posted it same day. And like reliving the whole thing was really fun. It was seriously a day we will never forget. It was so cool.
For
Yeah.
sure. I definitely had a lot more footage that I left on the floor with the cutting room floor kind of concept. But my audio was just such garbage that it didn't
Mm,
make sense. And I was like, "What happened? What did I
yeah.
do?"
It's
So
hard.
I relived it through you a whole
Yeah.
lot
Oh, good.
more readily than through mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was yeah, when because I had my footage separated by day and I pulled in
Yeah.
the footage from that day and it was like an hour and a half video and I'm like, "Oh dear." So, I was able to get it down to under 20 minutes, so I think I was good on that one.
Yeah.
But it was a lot because you don't wanna miss anything. Like, to get all the good stuff, you have to just keep rolling, you know?
Yep.
And it's like, oh, you end up with a lot.
For sure.
Yes. Let's see. Kiara is here. Hello. Platte River Keto is here. Happy Wednesday. Cynthia, hello. Let's see. Infinitely Blessed is here. Okay, Platte River Keto is asking, are either of you low carb cruising next year? My wife and I pulled the trigger on it and we're super excited. Alaska is a bucket list item for me. Oh, that sounds so amazing. That'll be so cool. I am not planning on it at this point. That's not something we can spend the
Wing.
money on or get away for at this point. But it does look fun. I will live vicariously through you on that one. And Alaska is a bucket list for us too. My husband wants to drive up.
The Alcan.
That's a goal. Yeah. What about you, Lindsay? You going cruising?
So we actually lived in Alaska for about a year, and so we got to
Bucket
explore.
list? Check.
Yeah. It's crazy because, like, all of these places people wanna go and visit,
Mm.
um, we just never visit places, we just go live there for a while and immerse ourselves in
That's
the
how you do it.
experience. Um, and I loved Alaska. I mean, granted, we were in Anchorage, which is kinda like fake Alaska, when you've got access to multiple Targets and Costcos and just, like, all the big box stores, it's
Do you not
not
find
feeling
bears
real,
every
real.
day?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had lots of encounters with, like moose. We got to eat bear bacon. We got to eat like all kinds of cool stuff and see all kind of like cool stuff. But it was not really like the Alaskan experience that I think most people think of. Um, all of that said, we're not going to go on the low carb cruise that I'm aware of at this point in time. And by the time we would be able to make our decision, I would have a feeling they would probably be sold out.
Yeah, yeah,
So for us, that's going to be a pass on this go around, even though it would be pretty awesome to go and cruise Alaska.
yeah. Yeah, the only thing I'm considering for next year is Hack Your Health again, because that seems to work out pretty well for the schedule
Yeah,
and, it's in somewhere
area.
like a family that, kill 2 birds with 1 stone type thing.
Yeah,
So, I'm thinking towards that, but of course, no decisions made. They just had, this year's Hack Your Health this past weekend. So,
right.
we got a whole
Right.
'nother year to figure that all out.
Well, well, I just lost her name. Names have been hard for me today.
Okay.
Who the woman who created KetoCon slash Hack Your Health?
Oh, Robin Switzer?
Robin.
Yes.
Yes. For some
Yes.
reason, I wanted to say her name was Susan, but I knew that wasn't
Mhm.
right. I'm assuming that she's probably already announced or at least like scheduled the venue for
Yeah.
next year. Because I
Yeah,
think
because
with
like,
those
last
kinds of
year they
things,
announced it at the event, so I'm sure it's the details are out there somewhere
yeah,
at this
they usually
point.
have to pre-schedule those pretty far in advance.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm
So,
hoping that there won't be, like, the scheduling thing next year with the low carb cruise, because a lot of people that I really would love to see, like the 2 Crazy Ketos and all the people, even Chris and Miriam weren't at the Hack Your Health this year. So hopefully
right.
next year the schedules will be a little better and there'll be more of everybody there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dustin is here. Good morning, good afternoon. Haley is here. Let's see. Oh, Charlotte also loves the family trip vlogs or videos. Thank you very much. Um, Cindy says your girls are adorable. Yes, they are. Oh, man.
I'm not gonna let
Oh,
them hear
man.
that.
I love getting to
Thank
know
you.
them. I love getting to know them. They're so fun and so different from each other.
So different.
Like, like,
It's almost like how your girls are so different from each other. That's
very
almost the
true.
degree to which, like, all children are different from each
Yes.
other.
Well,
But
I just
I loved how well that our girls, they just kinda, like, magneted to each other, and
Mhm.
Levi was right there in the mix too, and it just seemed
Yeah,
like, I don't know, I feel like a Barrett Murphy, reunion trip has to happen
it
sometime in
will.
the future
It will. We're gonna have to figure that out. Where to meet in the middle.
somewhere. I
Montana?
mean, I don't think that's the middle.
The middle of nowhere.
Although, being out in Montana, if we could, like, do some kinda, like, big camping trip out there,
That would be
that
fun.
would be amazing.
That would be really fun. Risa is here. Hello. Let's see. Suzanne says, have enjoyed your trip videos too. I live and vacation in Utah, and watching your videos makes me love our state all over again.
It's a gorgeous state.
It is.
I
Let's
think that
see.
if we lived in Utah again, I would wanna go to, like, Arches National Park once a month if I could.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
I
think
need
I
to
would
go
still
back
see
there.
everything. It's amazing.
I haven't been there since I was a kid, so we just need to plan another trip to Utah, I guess. I mean,
It's a
what else
great
can we
state.
do? What? Okay, Cindy says Hack Your Health is moving to Florida.
What?
Well, that messes up all of my plans.
No doubt. Oh, man, that's gonna require some real good thinking time.
Yeah, well, back to the drawing board, I guess. When are they gonna have a conference here in Portland?
When you
That would
organize
fix all
it.
of my problems. Yeah, when I create it. You wanna come?
I would love to.
You
I
can be a
will.
headline speaker.
I don't know that I can share any really valuable information, but I can make jokes that only I find funny.
Hey, whatever works. Oh, yeah, now Rickwan's letting us know too. We had not been aware. Well, that's a bummer.
Next year in September.
Yep, yep, yep,
Ha
in September. Interesting.
hmm.
Alright, well, we'll see how that goes.
I wonder
Um,
if they're gonna start just scooting it around the country,
I don't know,
every so often.
'cause it's been in Austin for a long time, right?
I don't remember exactly how many Hack Your Healths or how many keto cons there have been,
Yes.
but I the only ones that I've ever, like that come to mind have always been in Austin.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just have to think better about that. Um okay, here from Platte River Keto. The convenience of the trip is how I visit Keto Chow every year. My wife's dad lives in Salt Lake City, so we visit him a couple of times a year and usually get to see Chris and Miriam and Lynette. That sounds
That's awesome.
wonderful. We lived in Utah for about 8 years. I miss the hiking. No mountains in western Nebraska. Ooh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
Hey,
you
but
get spoiled when you're around mountains.
you really do.
Yeah. Um, yes, if you go to Hack Your Health in Florida, then you could party with Joe and Rachel, Sarah and Matt, and possibly Hope and Andy. Yep. Sounds like fun. It does sound like a fun time. It's just not quite as convenient. It's like the exact
No,
opposite corner of the
corner
entire
of the
country.
country.
Oh,
The
goodness.
opposite end of the contiguous 48.
Yes. Okay, here's some info from Cindy. Robin is moving it there because that is where she is from. KetoCon started in 2017, always before in Texas. Yeah. Thought it was in Texas for a while. Switching gears, so I was telling you before we got on, I had and we only have like 8 more minutes or so. Anyways,
Approximately.
before we got on, I was chatting with you about having fried hard-boiled eggs for breakfast, which
Yes.
were delicious. Did you know that day before yesterday was National Egg Day?
No.
Yeah. I didn't either until after I cooked about 8 dozen eggs.
Oh,
I was like, "Well, I celebrated." I really celebrated because I did it without even being told.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I just had a bunch of eggs that needed to be used up, so I made a huge batch of German pancakes for the family that used 4 dozen eggs. I made, a couple of dozen boiled eggs, which I had some of the hard-boiled eggs for breakfast this morning, and then I made another couple dozen, scrambled eggs just to have in the fridge for everyone to eat from.
Pull from.
So anyways, I cooked so many eggs the other day, and it just happened to be National Egg Day, so,
Well, look at you living your best egg life.
I'm not fronting out there, like, just making eggs because it's egg day. This is what I do every day. I'm a true believer.
She's a true eggetarian.
There you go. Yeah, kinda could be with as many chickens as we have. So,
Um, I did not know that it was National Egg Day, but I did eat eggs the past 2 nights for dinner, so I feel like, I also live that egg life. I just don't
yeah,
have it as, prolifically as you have
right,
it.
right. Well, typically, you wouldn't have 8 dozen eggs at a time if you're just,
Sure.
you know, a regular person.
Unless you're a chicken
Unlike
farmer, it's unlikely.
yes, well, we had been out of town. They had piled up a little bit, and we needed to move things through because it's like, if you don't, they just go to waste, and
Right, and it's not like there's a pause button on those eggs for their
mm,
laying cycle.
no. Thankfully, our neighbors who were taking care of the chickens while we were gone took eggs because I was worried because we had asked a couple, like, 16, 17-year-olds if they wanted to house sit, and I was like, "If that happens, we will come home to 30 dozen
1,000
eggs."
eggs.
Yeah, and I was like, I just can't." So, thankfully, our neighbors who took care of the chickens, they collected the eggs and they, passed them around and everybody got plenty of eggs. So, I was glad about that, but still, we had a lot.
Yeah, it's hard.
And we gotta eat them. And
I
it's a lot
mean,
easier to get people to eat them when they're cooked into something delicious than when they're sitting in the fridge raw.
I love
Don't
cooking up
understand.
like a couple of dozen hard-boiled eggs, but then I always think like I like to eat like 6 eggs at a time. It's just part of,
Oh, that's
my
crazy.
my oh, I can't. So like going through 6 eggs, you're like, "Oh, wow, okay, so I still have, like, 18 left," and then I'm like, "Oh, that's only, like, a couple more times of eating eggs, and then they're gone, and then what?" Because I'm not the only person who eats an egg here and there or a half dozen at a time. I'm
Mhm.
just like it's not enough to just do 2 dozen eggs. You really got to do like 4 dozen eggs. But if 4 dozen is good, then maybe more is better, but it's not. It's a good
Yep.
time. It's a
Yep.
great time.
Yep. Um, a little tidbit. My friend Natalie, who I talked about, did I talk about her
Yeah,
last
she's on
week?
the Instagrams, right?
On the Instagram, she does the Equip recipes, which are fantastic. She got to go to Hack Your Health, and she got this incredible little video clip and picture. She said she was trying to sneak in and get a picture with Sean Baker and Dr. Eric Berg and another doctor. I
Okay.
don't know who the other doctor was, but she was like trying to sneak in, and Sean Baker like put her in a headlock. And Dr. Berg was like doing pretend punches. It's like the most incredible picture ever. So you have to go check out her. I'll put her Instagram in the chat again, but it was so fun. I thought of that because she gets eggs from me, and
Yeah.
I love it because she's not 100% carnivore, but she's pretty close, and so she eats a lot of eggs. So having carnivore or almost carnivore customers for the eggs is really nice because they go
It's
through a lot. So I'm going to be
which
seeing
means
her.
you don't waste the eggs.
I'm going to be seeing her real soon to give her some more eggs. But that photo was hilarious.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, and if you know her, she's very quiet and very, she's just really a really calming person.
Okay.
Such a quiet voice. And so just have her in the picture is so funny. It's just all of it is funny. So check
Yeah.
that out, and then check out her recipes too, especially if you like the Equip protein. And I bet those Equip protein recipes would work with like keto chow and other protein
Sure.
powders as well. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so we're coming up on 35 minutes here. Is there anything else that we want to throw in here? Not. Oh, there is something that I just remembered. I believe your giveaway just finished, right?
It did. Yeah.
Giveaway is still going on.
Okay.
So if you want to win a full My Chow box, go back to my cheesecake bar video, and the instructions for the giveaway is there. That box is fantastic.
It's a good one.
The big bag is chocolate peanut butter. So I mean, that's like the best that you can get. So
Yeah.
anyways, if you want to win that, head to that video and enter, I believe it's the 8th that I'll close that out. So you have a few more days if you want to enter to win there. Anything
And my
else?
viewer that won my video or my giveaway,
Mhm.
she has already contacted me, so we're good to go.
It's always good when that happens.
I know. It's like, okay, I want to give you the things.
Yes, I know. Because I've had it where I've had to like draw 3 different winners, and it's just like this is so disappointing. Especially if like one of those people that won first ever comes back, like 6 months later. It's like no. That would be
Yeah.
really depressing.
It really it's like, oh, sucker punch to the gut.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, was there anything else that we needed to mention?
I don't know. I didn't have anything else hanging out in my brain.
All right.
So, negative. If you have anything that y'all would like us to talk about
Yeah.
in the future, we would love to know what is just a thought burning in your brain, or if you have some sort of a comment you would like us to sort of like share and discuss. We would love to have whatever suggestions you have. We're not guaranteeing that we will, but
Within
we would
reason.
love to talk about the things that y'all want to hear about.
Yeah. Yeah. So, leave them in the comments of the video, and there you go. All right. We will be back next week, same time, same place.
That's
And
the plan.